What's going on, everyone? Romper McJohnson here, back with another quick guide video for Wrath of the Lich King. So today I'm going to be showing you how to build a Discipline Priest for PvP. I'm not going to go and explain each talent here. I'm just going to kind of show you which talents you should put into, and then you can kind of read what each talent does to better understand your class and why I'm putting points into that. Just know that this is going to be a baseline talent build. When we get toward the end of the video, I'll kind of explain where you have a little bit of leeway with points and what we can kind of change up and move around. But to start things off, I'm just going to show you a baseline Discipline Priest PvP build that works for 90% of Discipline Priests. You'll see them take these talents if they're any good. So let's go ahead and get into it. So to start things off, you want to put 5 points into Unbreakable Will, 3 points into Improved Inner Fire, 3 points into Silent Resolve, 1 point into Inner Focus, 3 points into Improved Power Word Shield, 3 points into Meditation, 3 points into Mental Agility, 2 points into Improved Mana Burn, 5 points into Mental Strength, 1 point into Soul Warding, 2 points into Focused Power, 3 points into Enlightenment, 1 point into Power Infusion, 3 points into Focused Will, 3 points into Rapture, 2 points into Aspiration, 1 point into Renewed Hope, 1 point into Pain Suppression, 2 points into Grace, 5 points into Borrowed Time, 1 point into Penance, and then 2 points into Healing Focus. Now, when you get into the holy portion of your talent build, you have a little bit of leeway with different things, so I'll go ahead and explain some things. So you have two options. One option is putting 3 points into Holy Specialization, and then going 5 points into Divine Fury. This is a more aggressive priest build. This allows you to cast your smites and holy fires more quickly. Holy fire, very powerful spell in Wrath of the Lich King for priests to output damage. Personally, I find that a Mind Blast into a Shadow Word Death is enough to do enough burst to finish off kills when I need to finish off a kill with my DPS. I can still throw in a holy fire after Mind Blast and Shadow Word Death if I need to. I can chain that in there. It's just not casted as quickly. So this really helps cast time without putting more damage with your Smite and Holy Fire. Personally, I like to put 3 points into Improved Renew, because a lot of the times what I find is when I'm getting locked down by CC, casting an Improved Renew on my DPS or a Mending and then a Renew really helps to keep them alive, because while I'm indisposed, they're still getting those ticks of Renew. And with 3 points into this, that Renew is even more powerful. Every tick is going to do that much more healing. It's a little bit, but it can go a long way, and I've found it saving my neck and saving my DPS's neck a lot of times. So this is my personal preference, but you could absolutely put 5 points into Divine Fury here. And then I like to put 2 points into Holy Specialization for the crit, and I just skip Spell Warding and Divine Fury. After that, you absolutely need Desperate Prayer. No questions asked, you have to have that talent. And now we have 7 points left over, and this is kind of where you get into moving things around how you want. Now, I absolutely recommend putting 2 points into Absolution, at least, because 10% mana reduction on Dispel Magic, Cure Disease, and Mass Dispel is huge. You're going to be using Dispel a lot to get rid of Paladin Bubbles, to get rid of buffs on enemies, to get rid of Fear Wards from priests. You name it, you're going to be using it a lot. Reducing the amount of mana that it costs is a big deal when it comes to 2v2 especially, because you're going to get a lot of mana battle games where it's a longer game, and it comes down to which healer goes first and how they manage their mana better. That'll happen a lot in 2v2, less so much in 3v3 and 5v5, but still kind of happens sometimes. So definitely recommend 2 points into Absolution at the very least. You could always go 3 into it if you're having mana problems. I find that 2 is enough from my experience, so I just put 2. It allows me to put a couple points into other places. Then you want at least 1 point into Divine Aegis. The reason being because it's 10% shield that will be put on your target after they get a crit. So 10% of the amount healed. So if I crit someone with a 3k penance, then they will get a 300 damage absorption shield. Pretty good, especially the way that I build. I build a little extra crit with my off pieces, with my belt and my boots. I have crit on those pieces. So I like playing with a little extra crit. It synergizes really well with Divine Aegis and with our next talent, which is Inspiration. You want at least 1 point into Inspiration because, again, you're getting dispelled a lot in Arena and PvP. When you're getting dispelled, having these things active on yourself, Inspiration and Divine Aegis, and even Blessed Recovery, I'm going to put 1 point in here as well. You can forego this, but I put 1 point into Blessed Recovery because people are going to be sitting there trying to dispel, say, a Fear Ward. If I have Fear Ward on myself, a priest is going to want to get that off so they can get a Fear off. So if they have to go through stacks of Inspiration and Divine Aegis, and they have to go through stacks of Blessed Recovery, it just reduces the chance they're going to get to what they really want to dispel. Dispels are random. It kind of doesn't go in any particular order. They could get the Fear Ward off right away, but making it more difficult for that person to dispel things is a big deal in Arena. It can buy me seconds, and seconds can mean my life in Arena, or my DPS's life. After this, I'm going to put my last 2 talents. I'm going to put 1 into Inspiration, and then I like to put 1 into Divine Aegis. You could put both into Inspiration. This is a great ability. Reduces physical damage taken by 7% after 15 seconds after getting a critical heal effect. Very good talent. So you could put both into that, get max out Inspiration. You could even put both into Divine Aegis, as long as you have 1 point into Inspiration. You could get rid of a point into Blessed Recovery and put that somewhere else. You could potentially get rid of a point in Mental Agility. You definitely want at least a couple points into this, because it's very good for, again, mana management. You need to be managing your mana. You're going to be using a lot of instant cast spells, so you want at least 2 points into this, but you could potentially get rid of 1 point here to maybe put 1 into get more stamina off Power Word, Fortitude, or you could potentially put take 1 point off here or here and put 2 points into Reflective Shield. This is very good if you're trying to output more damage. Reflects 45% of the attacker's damage with 2 points into it, 22% with 1. So very, very good if you're getting attacked and focused by melee a lot. You will find your damage skyrocketing if you put 2 points into this. I've done it. The only problem is that damage that is reflected back to anyone causing damage to the shield will break them out of things like Sheep and Blind, which you don't want happening in Arena, which is why you don't see a lot of priests going for this. It can potentially bring them out of CC, which is a bad thing. Improved mana burn. I've seen priests not put points into improved mana burn, so this is another place you can potentially not go into. In my opinion, you don't want to do that. You absolutely need mana burn. Reducing it by 1 second is huge. Again, mana battles all the time in 2v2, especially in higher brackets, it can come down to mana battles when it's healer DPS versus healer DPS. So you want this, but you can potentially get rid of it, say for more Reflective Shield. If you're going for super aggressive, you can go 2 points into Reflective Shield, move some things up here, put into Divine Fury, and then you set yourself up for a lot of damage output, a lot more than, say, a more defensive build like this. But yeah, these are the talents that I find personally to work best for me in Arena. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, remember to leave a like and comment down below and subscribe to the channel, so that way it really helps me out, and that way you can come back to see the next video and more people can get help by these videos. So as always, appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and see you guys on the next one. Hopefully this video helped. See ya.